段并不短的旅程。但今天，当我们再次聚集在这里，所有的等待便都有了答案。这里是2026斗鱼嘉年华主舞台，这里是热爱出发的地方。我是主持人 Ms， 欢迎每一位来到现场的大家。今天除了本地的朋友以外，也有很多从全国各地奔赴而来的朋友，让我看到你们的掌声，听到你们的掌声和呐喊声，好吗？这可能就是我们斗鱼嘉年华的台面。这里不仅是主舞台，这里更是所有热爱出发的起点。而今天是我们主舞台电竞赛事的第一天，我们将用一场传奇赛事为这一切正式揭幕。星际争霸2传奇邀请赛就此启程，让我们一起见证属于这个夏天的荣耀时刻。在这个舞台上，我们将见证一场跨越国界的巅峰对决，一边是中国选手的细腻运营与大局观，另一边则是韩国选手标志性的凶悍打法与极限微操，两种截然不同的风格正面碰撞，到底谁能在这场博弈中笑到最后？让我们敬请期待。接下来，让我们用最热烈的掌声，有请第一位选手，来自中国，以细腻运营和大局观著称的星际之光 Oliveira 李培南登场。
Yo, Oliveira, let's go!
现场的观众确实非常的热情。那么接下来，让我们用最热烈的掌声，有请第二位选手，来自韩国，以凶悍打法和极限操纵闻名的星际名将 Trap 赵晨浩登场。
Yo, where's Gemini? Oh, there he is! I was gonna say, where's GGE Mini? He showed up. He showed up for his boy.
究竟谁能够拿下比赛的胜利？话不多说，让我们把时间交给解说席。
Always, Papi, always.
好的，各位观众，你现在收看的是斗鱼。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Once again, a big shout out to Baby Links for the translations in the chat. Otherwise, we are here. We have returned with the Douyu Cup. Douyu Cup at day number 1. We just had our lovely 3v3 show match, but now we have returned. We've returned here with the group stage. The group stage, the main event has begun. As you can see on this stage, we do have Oliveira and Trap coming out. For those that may be tuning in for the first time, this is a big Legends event featuring retirees and also some modern players as well from years gone by. Let's go, baby, let's go. So again, it is going to be a blast from the past. A big shout out to SC Boy for hosting the event, Douyu, of course, for sponsoring the event as well, AMS for hosting, and everyone else involved. Bienvenidos, baby, bienvenidos. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Meanwhile, Gemini. We'll allow the spam, we'll allow it. But I was gonna make a joke when they choose Trap, like I was like, yo, you're somewhere out there, you know, GGE Mini, like there's the spidey senses are tingling, papi, and suddenly Gemini does arrive. Of course he does, of course he does. But here we go. We're just showcasing the format at the moment. As you can see here, we have 4 groups, 4 players within each group. 2 players will advance on into the round of 16 playoff bracket, into the round of 8 best of 5s, into the semis best of 5s, and then best of 7 grand final. So the format is ahead of us here. As a reminder as well, there were some people asking in the chat, but this is a 4-day event. 4 days, 2 days of group stage, and then 2 days of playoffs. So 4 days in total. If you're only available over the weekend, then the weekend is going to be the playoff bracket. Meanwhile, the weekdays, this is where we do have our group stage, and likewise we have the prize pool distribution as well. 20,000 USD is the total prize pool here, split amongst all of our players, split amongst the best of the best. Aye, aye, aye. Crazy, that'd be crazy. Just catching up. The nursing the nursing home tournament. Oh no. Smudge, papi, smudge. They're gonna need help getting to their player desks. Ah. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. There we go. Thank you, King Este GGE Mini. He is in the crowd. I guarantee you. He's there. He's there for Trap. Always for Trap, papi, always. This is the only match on the main stage. Yes, so I should also mention as well that 2 series are going to be happening at the same time. It's going to be Oliveira versus Trap on the main stage, and then behind the scenes at the same time, I believe there are the other matches going to be playing. That is going to be Jeshi versus XY. Jeshi versus XY. I believe there is not a B stream or side stream covering that, but those 2 series are happening at the same time. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. As you can see here, are the close-up on the players, Pappy. The close-up. So again, we are getting ready. Now, when it comes to our 2 players here, of course, Oliveira, he did retire. I mean, he was the best player in the world. Straight up, he was the best player in the world. Unfortunately, did retire. This was during the time when we were still a little bit in flux about whether or not EWC would return to StarCraft. Eventually, EWC did return to StarCraft, but that was after the decision was already made that Oliveira would step away from the game. He will still actually show up for casting purposes, like for SC Boy events and WTL and things of that nature, and other like Stars War events, I should say. Oliveira would show up as like a host or like as a commentator, as like a guest commentator at times. But great to see him return here in this show match or in this Legends format, and we'll see how he compares to Trap. Trap is a more modern player that only recently retired. I want to say end of 2024, beginning of 2025. But let's jump on in. Let's jump in, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we do have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is Trap. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Terran player. We have the red Terran. It is Oliveira. Let's go. Let us go. We do have our fresh series here, our fresh best of 3. Do apologize as we can hear the commentators a little bit in the background, so I'll lower that a little bit. So we'll have a little bit of sound in the background. We'll try to make do with what we have. We were provided the clean feed, of course. We do have the clean feed available, but alas, wait. Not the cleanest of clean feeds. So we can still hear audio from other commentators and other audio channels, which are usually taken away from that. But regardless, we're jumping into our first series. And also remember, this is on the live patch, of course. There is a mod in the works. I say a mod. A mod has been made in-game to revert to the previous patch and to the previous state of the game. And that is going to be used for Maestros of the game over the weekend. And it does make more sense because Maestros, the entire event was played on the previous patch except for the final day. So they are going to use the mod for that tournament. But for other events, we are on the live version itself. Potentially other events might end up using that mod or not, you know, we'll see. Regardless, we are going to be opening up. Welcome to At Attorney's Edge. At Attorney's Edge is an interesting map in the map pool. It does have a shorter rush distance by ground. If you take the triangular third base, that actually leads into a high yield gas base as well. Or you can expand on the low ground, which is a lot more open, a lot more exposed, but it leads into the gold expansion. There's a gold base in the bottom left hand corner of the map as well. So it does have some interesting dynamics depending on how you expand. I will say coming into this, of course, especially with the new patch, I'm curious to see how our players will approach each other. When it comes to our personal casting that we've been having here on the channel, we've been casting a lot of StarCraft, as always, of course, but we've been mainly fixating on Zerg-related matchups whenever we cast an Open Cup, just because, especially because of the lava change, we've been like showcasing that a lot more heavily. When it comes to PvTs, we only really casted Mara versus Showtime over the weekend. Which Mara was hyper aggressive and Showtime had a really hard time defending and a really hard time against the non-stop all-ins at Amaru. We'll see if Oliveira does take a similar approach. We'll see if we embrace the mid-game, which I have yet to really experience on the PTR or on the new version of the game. We'll see. We shall see. For now, Trap does move out with his two adepts. Does move out. We'll thread in the shade. Once again, as we mentioned, Trap, he's a player that I would say more recently retired. So because of that, potentially his skill can come back a little bit faster. But everyone's on the same playing field just because it is a new version of the game. That also is another X factor that's going to be affecting this tournament. For now, adepts, they move out across the map. We do see the high ground setup out of Oliveira. Responding with the bunker here, and is going to be delayed when it comes to expanding. Did go for a double gas opener. Racks into factory. Delayed CC. No, sorry, the CC is just below vision here. So racks expand into factory out of Oliveira, going for the high ground CC, but he will lose an SCV. Yeah, worker does go down. So a bit of a shaky start here for Oliveira, losing a worker, being stuck on one base, and it doesn't really have any counterattack potential because the opener here, we're going Marine, not Reaper. So back at home, Trap is perfectly safe and sound. Yeah, he's safe and sound. He's going to be forcing out some SCVs to repair. And likewise, Trap going for a Robo follow-up. Okay, I don't believe there's a Twilight Council. I might have missed it. But does open up Robo. Curious to see if he does take it a step further and go old school and go Robo into Bay, into Colossus. Curious. Bearing in mind that some gateway aggression has been de-incentivized due to the warp gate changes and due to the cost of going into warp gates, so we have seen, for example, in ZVP, a lot of heavy Stargate play to compensate for that. I'm curious if we have something similar in mind here, where we're going to rush into Robotech units because gateway armies are a little bit less reliable, I should say. But we'll see. For now, Cyclone does break out, does catch the first Adept. Finally, Oliveira can expand, can break down to the low ground. And I'm most curious about the tech of choice, as so far we're going to be opening up with the Safety Immortal, so Immortal's on the way. Trap has, of course, maintained map control. And likewise, eyes are on Oliveira's follow-up here, whether he goes into drop play. There it is, Medevac is in production, and we can move out with a good amount of Marines and Cyclones, bearing in mind that there's no stim, there's no upgrades with this, but that's a lot of DPS available early on here for Oliveira, and Trap does spot the move out. Okay, Trap knows. Trappy knows he's aware. He's going to try to engage ahead of time and ideally catch at the Cyclone. No, the Cyclone! Oh my god, massive pickup. Cyclone goes down. Oliveira, he face checks the tall grass. Bappy, heavy loss if Oliveira, bleeding out more Marines. Tank will deter this army, but still a good trade here from Trap. A very nice catch. Yeah, nice catch. Back at home, we do have the War Prism on the way to reinforce. Oliveira will load up, will still commit to the drop, but again, this is a weaker army now for Oliveira, as he bled out Marines and the Cyclone as well. Oof. So Oliveira does go for the drop. We do see Trap has some spotter units here outside of his main. Warp gate is done. Oh, sorry, I assumed that, but we have not warped in any warp gates. We have not warped them in. So the Prism is on the way, but funnily enough, Trap cannot reinforce with that War Prism. I hope he knows that. As Trap is somewhat in position. Oh, Tank does unload, does siege up. Yeah, nice moves here. Catching out 1, 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers go down. Nice use here of that little patch in the main base. It does have the steam vents to obscure vision. So nice moves by Oliveira. Moving into the middle line, getting 1, getting soon to be 2 probes. Yeah, 2, 3 probes going down. This is getting a little bit out of hand. And remember, Trap doesn't have warp gates available, so he can't reactively warp in. Yeah, cannot warp in, does drop across the map instead, does get a tank. Ooh, nice pick off. Yeah, tank gets sniped and does pull away at the same time, though again, Trap, he cannot defensively warp in. Oh no. We're getting messy, Pappy, we're getting messy. We got slow lots to defend, making 3 zealots at a time. Oof, losing 11 probes, some heavy losses here for Trap. A tank finally goes down. But again, we're just messy all over the place. Trap leading out a lot of workers. Meanwhile, Trap does snipe some high-tech units across the map, but no major economic damage is dealt. Oliveira does have the higher worker count plus mules. As Oliveira does micro his hideouts, getting another couple of workers. 1, 2 more probes going down. 14 probe kills in total. Again, some rough losses here for Trap, as he's going to be losing up to 17 probes. Ay. And again, Trap just chasing with slow lots, no Stalkers to reinforce. He's got charge on the way, and he's going to commit with a very, very heavy Zealot army. But Trap has been slowed down so much, losing 17 workers. It feels like the goal here was to go for an all-in, and he's being forced into one upon losing all these probes, as he still loses more. Another probe goes down. Ah. Again, lack of Stalkers, lack of Blink, it's brutal. At this point, we must intentionally be just, you know, using gateways as like vanilla production units. As yeah, we just keep making zealots. War Prism's on the way. Chappie is going to commit. And we'll see how many tanks Oliveira has ready for this push. If ready at all, as Oliveira is moving out with his own drops. And once again, these drops are going to get out of hand. The biggest issue here is that, again, there's no blink. We have minimal Stalkers, minimal anti-air. These drops are doing so much damage, more than really what should be happening. More than they should be. Getting another 1, 2 probes, 3 probes, 4 probes going down to the main. Getting up to almost 7 probe kills. We're still not done. Here comes an actual committed double drop. And Trap is being picked apart. At this point, he's just being picked apart. Losing the entire mineral line. Nice focus firing at Oliveira. Catching up 13 probes. Yeah, 13 probe kills. Likewise, nice trades against the Zealots as well. Forcing the choke point behind the mineral line. And what was initially a good start for Trap, it's all just fallen apart here. As I can sense the frustrations, like trying to keep up with drops with purely Zealot Immortal. Like Oliveira's having the time of his life. Don't get me wrong. He's he's enjoying himself, Pappy. It's like nothing shoots up. Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep getting more damage. As Oliveira can now claim his third base. Again, a very comfortable economy. Trap, he commits across the map, still rallying across with his Zealots. Has the War Prism purely for micro potential. Purely for micro. There's a world where if you can maybe force some friendly fire out of the Widow Mines and catch the tanks on siege, then maybe, but he commits. Show some eye shots. Oh, yeah, Widow Mines commits. Results are going down. Nice juggling here with the tank. Pulls back the tank. Sims on forward. GG gets called, and Oliveira takes game number 1. GG. Yeah. GG, well played. Oliveira, who'll take a lead in the series. Meanwhile, Trap had some interesting play. If you recall, initially I thought that maybe Trap had forgotten Warp Gate, but very clearly it was intentional that Trap avoided Warp Gate entirely. I will say that based on what we've seen in recent times, Warp Gate is, especially because now that gateways are a little bit cheaper to morph into Warp Gates, we still do see Warp Gate play in TvP, especially just to have a couple of gateways to reactively warp in as well. But yeah, Trap, he was very much so adamant about refusing to commit into Warp Gate, to warp in any Warp Gates as well, to have those defensive warp ins, and to even have any defensive stalkers either. So it did feel a little bit stubborn there from Trap. I don't blame him, especially after the opener, right? Like here, like he caught all these Marines, he caught the Cyclone, he delayed the expansion as well. Like Trap was in a good position, and then it all fell apart with this drop. Stalkers went down, we had Zealot reinforcements, and it all just kind of fell apart. It looks like maybe Trap had an idea of how he wanted the game to play out, where he would shut down the drop, he'd shut down the aggression, and then just commit with mass Zealot and charge and just send it across the map. But again, because of all the economic damage, that was all delayed, right? It was all delayed. Trap was stuck at home, and any semblance of push was pushed back further until the point where Oliveira had plenty to defend. Shout out to the drops, of course, able to abuse the fact that there was no anti-air, right? There was nothing to shoot the medevacs, no anti-air except for the sentry here, as you can see. And with that, GG well played. With that, Oliveira will take the first game, but remember, this is a best of 3. Best of 3, we have more games ahead of us, and we'll see if Trap can recover and make a series out of this. Let's go. Meanwhile, big shout out to F91 and Xiao Se, as they're both casting over on the casting couch. True. No. But we are being notified that most likely the clean feed will stay with the Chinese caster commentary, so we'll have to power through. It's all good. Just catching up with the chat. Just catching up. Team match already done? Yes. We already had the initial 3v3 show match. Quick Gemini, what keyboard is Trap using? He knows. I mean, he knows. I'm just catching up. The new patch is bad for Tulsa. I mean, I would, as I tried to emphasize during the game itself, like Trap very much was very, I still stand by the phrasing of stubborn in his approach to that game, or maybe a little bit fixated with how he wanted the game to play out, and was abused for it quite hard. Was abused. But here we go. Here we go. As spawning in the top hand corner of Rainfall, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. Oh, it is Trap. In the bottom right hand corner, we have the Chinese Terran, Oliveira. He researched it, but he prefers the build speed. Okay, my apologies. Yeah, I thought I saw Warpgate researched in the beginning, so I was a little bit surprised that we didn't even warp in or transform like at least even like 2 or a handful of gateways into warp gates to be able to reactively warp in.
第一把确实没有，就是开局上没有占到便宜，后面就比较难打了。
这盘确不应该会改变打法，前期的一个压制感觉上来说，并没有占到很多的
Here we go.
而且
Here we go.
这样的压制其实经济不是特别好。
Is the green trap as hard as that without the glasses? I still think that Stats looks weird without his glasses. to this day, Stats does look weird without his glasses. I know we're talking about trap, but for those who remember, Stats, he was iconic for his glasses. He was the Walder Protoss, if you remember. Like he had that look. Who's the other one? DRG. I think DRG also got LASIK. I think both Stats and DRG got LASIK. And I still think that DRG looks weird without his glasses. I just have like this visual of them ingrained into my skull, and I just want to put glasses on them, Pappy. Chap hasn't worn glasses in years, Pappy. I still remember the glasses of Stats in Brood War. Yeah. Like when I think of Stats, I think of him with glasses. When I think of DRG, I think of him with glasses. Even though like their career continued without glasses, like in a good way, but don't think I've ever seen live without glasses either. True. If I ever get LASIK, I'll need to wear glasses just for the look, just like for the aesthetic, Pappy. There we go. For now, we're going to be settling in. Welcome on to Rainfall. Rainfall is a much smaller map of the map. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored on this map as we do it once again. Open up racks, expand into CC on the high ground by Oliveira. Same opener 2 games in a row. Very quickly, when it comes to the map itself, this is the new Tourmaline essentially. So aggression is hyper favored here. We do have open 3rd bases, open 4th bases, and a short rush distance. Likewise, just like Tourmaline, there's no like points of elevation or any kind of big terrain factor that can slow down a push, except for the bridges in the center. There are some narrow bridges in the center of Rainfall where you can try to engage ahead of time and choke up the army and try to slow something down, but outside of that, it can be brutal. I did make reference that Rainfall is even more aggressive than Tourmaline because on Rainfall, both 3rd base options are on the low ground, which means a main push that hits in between the bases into the natural can secure that position and be even more dominant and be even more oppressive if you can secure that high ground location, just cutting your opponent in half in between their natural and their 3rd base options. But we'll see. We shall see. As we go from one of the more quote-unquote like standard-ish maps into one of the more aggressive ones. For now, we do see Oliveira does mix things up. The Reaper does bypass initial adept. Will throw in the mineral line, gets 1 probe and denies mining. Very nice damage here by Oliveira. Ooh, as he is still going to get caught out though. Yeah, is caught out, doesn't get into the main base, does not confirm the tech of choice. This time, Blink is on the way. We're looking a little bit more normal here from Trap. Morphing in Warp Gates, going for Blink as well, going for a Blink-heavy style. Remember, last game, we saw a faster Robo into Twilight Council and eventually Charge, but it was a Robo opener. Here, Twilight Council opener into Blink. Looking like some more standard TvP. Trap trying to be cheeky, trying to bait out the mine shots. Meanwhile, Oliveira did mix things up a little bit by going into Widow Mines. If you recall, last game did open up with a faster Tech Lab into a Cyclone, which got sniped. This time, we're going for early Widow Mines into an earlier Widow Mine drop. For now, though, the Widow Mines have been spotted. Trap is aware. We'll see if he can bait out the shot. For now, just keeping the army back, has spotted the medevac, so is aware of the potential for drop play. And we'll see if Trap can keep up. As again, he does spot the medevac. Does spot, does engage. So far, very nice damage. Just keeping Oliveira contained. So nice positioning here from Trap. Likewise, behind this, I believe we're still in a lower gateway count. I believe it's still 2 gates. Oh, that is interesting. So first things first, we're picking away the Marines. There's no bunker either, so the Marines are abused. The tank will zone this away, and the tank shot does go off where the adept goes down. But back at home, I believe that was 2-gate Blink into a Robo into a Templar Archives. We're going 2-base Storm. So very dedicated, very committed on 2 bases here from Trap. He is foregoing his 3rd in favor of extra tech. So earlier Storm, 3rd gateway. Meanwhile, Oliveira does move out with his drop, making his way towards a natural. He's going to be boosting in. This time unscouted. Oh, Trap does find the Liberator though. Not bad. But is he distracted? Oh, he is not. Ah, Trap, he's locked in. He's locked in, Pap. He's locked in. Ready at the natural base. Zones away the Liberator as well. So far, so good. Keeping Oliveira pinned. At the same time, ooh, as he's distracted, we do see Oliveira moving out, but he's spotted by the Observer. So again, Trap, he sees all, he knows all. Yo, the zoom in. Oh, we can see Trap's wedding ring. Ah. Let's go. It's got Gemini's name engraved in it. Let's go. Ay, ay, ay. He's repping his boy. Meanwhile, so because they poke in. Oh, they poke in. Very nice snipe here on the tank, losing one Stalker in the process. Does lose a Stalker. And with Oliveira forced back again, down to only one tank. The backbone of his army has been broken. And Oliveira trying to catch out the other tank. Does he get it? Oh, does he get both? He does! Massive pick off. Second tank goes down. And back at home, what does Oliveira have to defend? For now, going for the drop, trying to force a recall. Ah, there are units back at home. Yeah, there are Stalkers back at home to defend. Trappy does deflect. It keeps on pushing. There is a tank back at home. And Oliveira holds. Oliveira, he is holding on. Does pull the boys. Does save the tank. He's holding, Bappy. And this is so far a bit of a rougher position here for Oliveira. Losing two tanks is brutal when it comes to the follow-up push. Now when he does move out with Stim with combat shields, his tank count has been cut in half. Meanwhile, once again, it's on Trap here to... Oh, actually, I was going to say to just hold the line, but no, he wants to try to push in. A little bit greedy. Yeah, a little bit greedy here. He tried to punish, he tried to snipe that tank, but last Trap is denied. Gets pushed back. Behind this, Storm is on the way. Third expansion. Remember, the third base for Trap is delayed this game, but he made up for it by catching out the tanks, by engaging with the army, shutting down the Liberator, shutting down the Wither Mine drops. So far, a solid start here from Trap, but we'll see if he can survive the Stim timing. Right, all these upgrades are lined up here for Oliveira. Stim, combat shields, +1. A big timing here for Oliveira, moving out with 3 tanks. Again, this could have been 5. This could have been even more devastating. But Oliveira, he does move out, and we have some... Okay, there we go. Phew. Had some stuttering, but it's all good. Oh, good. Storm is done. Yeah, Storm is complete. Nice split. Oh, the splits, Bappy. Oh my god. No, the Prism! Prism goes down. 2 High Templar as well. That's the final story. Okay, there's one more High Templar coming in, but that was a brutal loss here for Trap. The boys have been pulled. 2 base all in here from Oliveira. It's all or nothing. And he lost 2 High Templar. Oh no. Still has a Storm. Nice Storm on the tanks. Gets 1, gets 2. Yeah, 2 tanks go down. That's still a little bio left over. Remember, he has Stim. We spoke about this position earlier at the start of the map, if you remember, talking about this high ground location in between the natural and the third base. Another nice Storm. Yeah, some decent Storms. Boys are being pulled. Zelsa collapse on in, and it looks like Trap, he might barely have enough. It's close. It's very close here, but it looks like Trap, he breaks through the tank, breaks through both tanks, and Trap, he will hold. GG gets called. The all-in fails. Whew. And Trap ties up the series at 1-1. GG, Bappy. GG, well played. Yeah, again, Trap looking a lot more solid that game, I should say. A much more standard build out of Trap, going into a Blink-based opener, into a Storm follow-up. Trap did go for a delayed third, but that's fine, because Oliveira was all in. Right, Oliveira, he went for a 2-base all-in, so the fact that we saw a delayed expansion and a delayed economy from Trap didn't really impact him too negatively, just because his opponent never intended to get into a longer macro game. Likewise, because we saw Trap tech into the Temple Archives on 2 bases and get earlier Storm, that was crucial when it came to the defense. Right, without Splash Damage, without Storm, without having that early tech, that would have been a much more difficult defense there for Trap. So a little bit fortunate that Trap was being as safe as he was, as 2 bases he was, while Oliveira was as committed as he was as well, and all in. GG well played. Whew. With that, Trap, he does type the series. We're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3, and we'll see if Oliveira can bring it back. We'll see if Trap can close it out. Oh boy. He's catching up. Catching up, man. I just caught up in the... What have I done? Is that because you wear glasses, Light? I wonder whether you think about their pants or not, since you always cast pantsless. True. No. Look, when do you really see pro players from the waist down, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Gemini in shambles. That it's Gemini's name engraved in the ring, Pappy. We know.
其实我们看出来有很多小的细节，就包括刚才防三矿的时候，三矿他可能够很清晰的知道你肯定要撤，然后我点下去，然后后面。
Sometimes with great plays will still be hunting an army and workers. Well, I mean, what makes up for that is Storm, right? Storm having that higher tech, having that splash damage available. Even though there was some rough moments there with Oliveira sniping the War Prism, which was huge, and for Trap to lose 2 at Templar, he still made those storms count, right? We saw the one storm snipe 2 tanks. We saw another storm catch out the Bio army as well. It could have been a stronger defense from Trap if he had retained those extra high Templar, but still pulled it off. Still did pull it off. As it looks like we're getting ready for that third and final game. I don't quite recall the vetoes. Un momento here. There it is. Game 3 is going to be on BlackRock. Oh, okay. Going to be loading into BlackRock. We're going to be taking a break from SE2, jumping into some Warcraft, maybe. True. Jumping into Warcraft. BlackRock. Now, there have been some aesthetic changes changed actually when it comes to the map itself. I know it's very bright. I actually got a message earlier by Avex about how they had updated. There's like a TE version of BlackRock, which is a little bit less intense when it comes to the lighting. I know the lighting is it's blinding. Whether or not that gets updated on the ladder, we'll see. But updates have been made. As we are jumping into game 3. Bam. Vámonos. Hey, Mr. Duckling. First stream. I usually watch on YouTube. I thought I'd come to see how you're doing. Oh, gracias, Baba. Gracias. Welcome to Twitch. Yes, thank you. We appreciate it. We are live on YouTube as well, but hope you've had a great day. Hope you'll have a great week as well. It's going to be a full week of StarCraft, but we appreciate you dropping by. Thank you. As we jump into game 3 and spawning in the bottom hand corner of BlackRock, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is Trap. And in the top right hand corner, we have the red Terran player, the Chinese Terran. It is Oliveira. Let's go. Let us go. We've made it here to the Ace Match, the final game of the series. I did not line up the fanfare too well there, but it's all good. There are the zooms, baby. There are the zooms. Actually, I should. There we go. It fits. But here we go, jumping into the ace match here, and we have seen some diverse play out of Trap. We saw, of course, game 1 was interesting to say the least, going to like what seems to be more like a Zeld heavy all-in style in that first game. Game 2, we saw something more standard, going Blink into Storm, going for a Twilight Council opener into Blink into Temple Archives on 2 bases. Now welcome to BlackRock. Now BlackRock is an interesting map in the map pool. I believe the rush distance by ground is a little bit longer on this map compared to Rainfall. We spoke about how Rainfall is a new tourmaline, and we expect aggression in all-ins. And hey, we saw Oliveira pull the boys and go for a 2-base all-in. Again, expect to see that kind of play more often on Rainfall. Here on BlackRock, it's a little bit different as, ooh, no, Trap, no, stay with us. Looks like a little bit of connectivity issues in-game. But hopefully it all clears up. But running it back, BlackRock has a slightly longer rush distance and does have more kind of avenues to engage an army ahead of time. There's a lot of choke points. There's a lot of choke points in the center of the map and coming into the 3-base setup as well. On top of that, though, the 3rd and 4th bases on BlackRock are very open. They're very, very open, and they can be difficult to actually defend. So I would say that aggression is favored on BlackRock in the mid-game more so than the early game. So a little bit different here, where the fringe bases are more exposed than their natural, for example. So we'll see how players do approach BlackRock. Likewise, this map, of course, is the aesthetic is Warcraft 3 related. That's why we made the reference to Warcraft 3 earlier. When it comes to the live version of this map, they did remove the grunts, though. For those that don't recall or that didn't watch the PTR or the TLMC tournaments we hosted, but there used to be these orc models scattered around the map. But apparently that was imported into StarCraft 2, and they could not verify that, or they could not implement that into the latter version. So instead, the orcs were removed, and they were replaced by Taurens with like marine suits. So you can see them there. Oh, So you can see Tauren scattered about. So not quite the Warcraft 3 grunts, but the Tauren Marine, close enough. Still Warcraft 3 aesthetic is there. Still there. As, oh, Stargate opener. Okay, so it's going to be a Stargate opener out of Trap. So once again, every game in this series, something different. We have seen something different here. So Stargate opener out of Trap, and most likely we can go Oracle to rush across the map or start building up your Phoenixes earlier on. We'll keep an eye on Trap. Likewise, Oliveira going for Rax Expand into Factory. Same build, 3 games in a row. High ground CC from Oliveira. Very safe play. Will mean a delayed expansion though. Meanwhile, a big shout to Smilodon, God, happy God. Thank you so much for the Switch Prime. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting, and the StarCraft Vappy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, it's going to be a long week of StarCraft. 4 days of Douyu Cup. 4 days back to back. It's going to be a lot of StarCraft. We'll lock in, Vappy. We'll lock in. Likewise, we're casting from a clean feed, so we'll do our best, but we can't necessarily verify certain things like check upgrades or things like that, so we'll try to pay a little bit closer attention. Behind this, it is going to be Stargate opener into Oracle first, bearing in mind that Oliveira has failed to scout. He did not get into the main base. Oliveira is not aware of the build of choice, and what I like about this from Trap is that because Trap has gone for a different opener every game, game 1 was Robo, game 2 was Twilight Council, and game 3 is Stargate, he will keep Oliveira second guessing himself, and there's no confirmation yet from our Terran player, as Trap actually builds up into a second Oracle. Okay, so second Oracle's on the way. There we go, double Oracle towards the main. They can one-shot SCVs. Oliveira, he's somewhat in position. We have some Marines ready here on the top side. Oh. And they will deflect. Cyclone as well. Yeah, Cyclone also in position. Ooh, the lock-on is not broken, and one Oracle goes down instantly. Ay, that's a rough start here for Trap. Again, it was a Stargate opener into Oracle. The Oracle gets 0 damage done, and Oliveira, he defends and instantly counterattacks. Viking is moving out. A second Viking is on the way as well. Now aware, of course, he does need that anti-air, and Oliveira is pushing. Oliveira, he is pushing. He's moving out. Yeah, he's going to be moving out here as he almost does catch the second Oracle. Ay. Second Oracle does pull away. Barely alive. Phoenixes have been building up. Bearing in mind the Phoenixes, they can be great when it comes to harassing or trying to keep your opponent contained. When it comes to these main head-on fights, though, that's when Phoenixes, they can struggle. As Trap's tech has been delayed, and so far his opener has not been worth it. It's not been worth it. As Depse do threaten the shade. Trying to keep tabs here on Oliveira. So far, Oliveira is still working on his upgrades, so there's no major move outs. I mentioned before that we saw the Unsiege, we saw the Vikings pushing, but it looks like Oliveira, he goes back home, is waiting for Stim, combat shields, and +1. We'll see whether or not Oliveira goes for a big 2-base all-in again. As it does find 3 probe kills across the map with his landed Viking. Nice damage. I mean, hey, that's more damage than the Oracles dealt. True. As the Oracles were shut down, Trap just now working towards charge, working towards splash damage, Temple Archives on the horizon into Storm. But again, Trap needs time. That's the scary thing here, is that Trap, he needs time to be able to stabilize. Meanwhile, Oliveira is waiting for his own Stim timing before breaking out. So it's going to be close. I believe Storm may be done in time for this. I believe it should be done in time. How many High Templar will be ready, though? That's another question entirely. As it ups there threatening Shays. Once again, just keeping tabs on any kind of major move outs. And there's still no third CC in sight. Again, I'm still not ruling out the possibility of pulling the boys, as we saw previously on Rainfall. We mentioned at the start of the game that the third base location on this map is much more open. I mean, you can see it here, right? It's a very, very open third. There is a way to close it up a little bit. There are some destructible towers that you can knock down, so you can try to fully wall that area off and try to minimize your opponent's approach. Oh, and Oliveira gets a third. Okay. Oliveira gets a third TC. Very interesting. So we are not committing to a 2-base all-in. There is a timing available with all those upgrades. That is true, but Oliveira is getting ready to build up into the mid-game. Okay. So he's building up. Still is going for his push and still going to be hitting his timing, but not as committed. And we'll see if Trap can keep up. That's a lot of mines. That's a lot of winner mines. Zealous taking it in. Show some mine shots. Ooh, mine shots they connect. And Zelsa melting. Yeah, the Zelsa melt and Oliveira snowballs out of control. He breaks through the main army and there is no splash damage. There is no storm. I was thinking that it might be ready in time. The answer is no. Yeah, the answer was not ready. With that, the base is going to go down. There's a handful of gateway units left. Archon falls. GG gets called. And Oliveira, he will claim the series 2-1. He will advance on to the winners match. GG. GG, well played. Again, the moment that we saw the third CC, I was like, oh, is he just going to back off and just build up into a third? Nah, he still went for the push. Like, I still went for the move, I still went for the push. I was curious to see if Trap would be ready with Storm in time. The answer is no. Trap, he was not ready with any splash damage. He was exposed. Bearing in mind that one of the reasons why Trap's defense was as lackluster as it was is because the Stargate opener did not pay for itself. Remember, it was a Stargate opener into double Oracle, and how many workers did he kill with 2 Oracles? 0. He killed 0 workers, 0 damage was dealt by 2 Oracles. We then had the triple Phoenix follow-up, and what did that accomplish? Didn't accomplish anything either. He was not able to slow down the push. He was not able to harass or pick away any key units either. So in the end, the Stargate opener did fall on its face, and in the end, it hurt Trap more than helped him. I will say that it had potential. Don't get me wrong. It had potential to do damage if it wasn't shut down as hard as it was, right? Oracles, they can always get by across the map, get into mineral lines and wreak havoc. There was potential with those Oracles. Phoenixes as well, they can shut down an attempted drop play, but Oliveira didn't go for drop play. He went for just one big push, as you can see here. Phoenixes, I was thinking we could maybe drag some of the mines into the army, and it looks like we attempted a drag, but in the end, again, like it was almost dead supply there for Trap, as the Phoenixes couldn't really add much support. GG. GG, well played. With that, Oliveira does snowball at control, and I believe there's going to be a winner's interview. Oh, we'll see. But I believe there should be a winner's interview here. So for now, congratulations to Oliveira. Trap, he's going to be knocked down. Bearing in mind, this is the group stage. It is a GSL style group. So Trap is still in the tournament. He's going to be facing off against the loser of the other series. I believe that is XY and Jeshi. Un momento. Yeah, XY and Jeshi. They're facing off at the moment. They're currently mid-series, and again, Trap will be playing against the loser of said series. Beautiful. As that series was happening concurrently at the same time. Also, I'm not sure if there's going to be a winner's interview. We might have an interview then break, or just break first. We'll see how it all comes together. But I feel like we should hear from Oliveira. We should hear from him. It's Oliveira back.
2天之后的话，到周六、周日会进行一个8强的淘汰赛，以及周日的4进2和决赛。今天反正这周末的这4天都会在武汉。
Dustin Prado would be proud of this map. Oh, true.
如果你想来看比赛的话，你可以买这个88块的门票到这个 A3 馆。A3 馆旁边
A3 馆的暴雪区其实
Is this game on Steam? On Battle.net.
还有这个守望，我刚过去的时候我看到有守望的舞台，
还有个星际的擂台赛。
有个星际的擂台赛，如果你想过来玩的话，你可以到星际的擂台赛，到时候会安排一些什么选手啊，或者主播啊，或者我们过去跟大家挑战一下。当然，我看到还有守望先锋的这个舞台，还有这个。
The only unit that killed a worker was Trap's probe. Again, it was just a really rough opener. It was a really rough opener there for Trap, a really rough follow-up as well when it comes to the Stargate play. But I do appreciate that we saw a lot of variety out of Trap. Again, Robo opener, Twilight Council opener, Stargate opener, something different every game. So I appreciate that Trap was able to spread his wings a little bit, and I do wish the best of Trap. I do want to see more of Trap coming into the rest of the group, but the pressure is on, and I believe his upcoming matches will be off-stream. So the current plan for the schedule is we just covered Oliveira versus Trap. That leads us into the winners match, and then from there that'll lead us into the decider match. I believe the losers match is going to be happening off stream. So 3 series casted, 2 series off stream, and then we move on to Group B, if I recall correctly. No, sorry, Group A. Group A. Oh yeah, Group B, sorry. I believe the times on Wikipedia are incorrect, so just bear that in mind. Oh, bye-bye. Interview? No winners interview? Come on. we want to hear from Oliveira, papi. Maybe only like a winner's interview for the group, for the group itself. So with that, we're going to be going on a break. It looks like a 15-minute break, bearing in mind that they have to get the players on stage and they need time to get all their settings going, to plug in their peripherals, to change their PC settings as well, to be able to set up. So best of luck. Best of luck to the players here. Oh no. So I thought it was gonna, look at that. My apologies. I thought it was gonna be the winners match, but looking at the schedule, it looks like we are covering the losers match. I think. Look, if you see here, hold on, I'll zoom in. We have Trap. He's Trap versus TBD. Okay. Sure. Look, I don't know what's happening with the schedule, but we'll see. Also, I have no idea what we're watching either. We're gonna cut to a break. We'll be back soon with our next series. Whether it's the winners match or the losers match, I don't know. We'll figure it out. See you soon. See you soon, baby. See you soon.